All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're talking about the 2025 Marketing Playbook. We're going to tear up the old rulebook and design a new one from the ground up. So if you feel like you're constantly playing catch-up, this one's for you. You know the feeling. The ground is just constantly shifting beneath our feet. And those killer strategies that worked so well for you last year, or even just a few months ago, well, they're pretty much a recipe for falling behind now. Relying on yesterday's tactics is probably the fastest way to get left in the dust. So that's the million-dollar question, right? What is the new playbook? Well, here's a hint. It's not about working harder. It's about a fundamental shift in how we think about our tools, our strategy, and of course, our execution. And that's exactly what we're about to break down. First things first, let's talk tools. And I want you to get this idea out of your head that AI is some kind of threat. It's not. The smart way to think about these things is as your new creative co-pilots. They're here to help you automate the boring stuff and just accelerate your entire workflow. So what's in this new toolkit? Well, think about it like this. You've got systems like ChatGPT, Atlas for handling your ads and design. You have tools like Claude, which can create expert-level SEO content that sounds just like you. And then there's Notebook LM, which can turn any of that text into audio in an instant. Seriously, these aren't just tools, they're basically superpowers. Let's start with Atlas, because this thing is wild. Imagine having an entire creative agency living inside your web browser. It can look at your meta ads that are totally bombing, figure out exactly what's wrong, and then just spit out a whole new set of creative ideas to test. It can even suggest UI changes for your website or dream up product designs. It's pretty incredible. And the impact of this is, well, it's huge. We're talking about potentially cutting the time you spend optimizing campaigns by 40%. Now, that isn't just a small efficiency gain. That is a massive competitive edge. It frees up your team to do what they do best, think strategically. And then you have this 1-2 punch with Claude and Notebook LM. You can basically train Claude on your own knowledge, your own voice, to write flawless SEO-ready articles. Then you just copy and paste that text into Notebook LM, and boom, instant professional-sounding audio. You do the thinking once, and AI just multiplies your expertise across every format. But listen, here's the thing. Having the shiniest, most advanced tools is only half the battle. Because if you're building on a shaky foundation, even the smartest AI in the world can't save you. That's why you need an unbeatable blueprint. This brings us to a really powerful concept, the unfair advantage. This isn't just about having a slightly better feature or a clever ad campaign. No, this is about building a deep, structural moat around your business, something that your competitors can't just go and copy, even if they have the exact same AI tools you do. Real long-term dominance almost always comes from one of these 7 areas. Are you cheaper because of your scale? Does your product actually get better the more people use it, like a social network? Or maybe it's counter-positioning, where your business model is something your huge competitors can't copy without cannibalizing their own sales. The key is you have to pick one and commit. That's the heart of your strategy. The second piece of this blueprint is all about understanding the why. Why do people actually click? Why do they buy? It's almost never for purely logical reasons. The real answers are hidden in behavioral science. It's like the secret source code that drives every single customer decision. Okay, take a look at this. This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. It's a principle called extremeness aversion. As humans, we're just wired to avoid the extremes, the absolutely cheapest option and the most expensive one. So by strategically placing a pro tier right in the middle, you can gently guide the vast majority of your customers to the exact option you want them to pick. It's a small psychological tweak with huge results. All right, so we've got our AI co-pilots, we've got our rock-solid strategic blueprint. What's left? Execution. It's time to talk about how we actually find and connect with the right audience to get that exponential growth. Let's talk about Reddit, because it's an absolute gold mine if you do it right. The key is authenticity. The playbook is actually pretty simple. First, find your community. Then, just become a valuable member. Answer questions, help people out. Don't spam. Later, you can run an Ask Me Anything to build trust, and then a Tell Me Anything to get amazing, honest feedback. It's all about connection, not just clicks. Over on the Google side of things, there are 2 huge levers most people are missing. First, look for keyword gaps. Ask yourself, what are people searching for where Google just isn't giving them a great direct answer? If you can create a simple piece of content that fills that gap, you can rank like crazy, fast.
And for paid ads, the new strategy is all about simplifying. Consolidate your campaigns, lean into Performance Max, and use creative from micro-influencers to keep it looking real.
Okay, now get ready for this one. What if I told you that you could expand your global reach by 10 times, almost overnight, without creating a single new piece of content?
This is how you do it YouTube's multi-language audio feature. You can take a video you've already made and just upload different audio tracks dubbed in other languages. Now, here's the magic part. All the views, all the comments, all that engagement from every language stays on one single video URL. It all stacks up, compounding your authority. This is an absolute game changer.
So when you put this all together, the AI co-pilots, the unbeatable blueprint, these clever execution tactics, a really clear picture starts to form. The real challenge, the key to winning in 2025, it isn't about having the fanciest tool.
Now, it's about the architect. It's about how you integrate all of these powerful pieces into one smart plan. The tools are incredible multipliers, for sure. But the vision, the strategy, that's all you. That's still uniquely human. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. You now have all the components for the 2025 playbook. The tools, the blueprint, the tactics. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build with it?